So I'm excited to announce a couple different things. And one of the things that's actually coming to YouTube right here and right now, and we just got approved for it, is actually being able to have a subscription model so that you can engage with me more. One of the pieces that I'm going to be doing is we're going to be partnering with my wife, Kayla, and actually having her come into more of the videos that I do, more of the content that I do, but we're doing it on a specific level to try to be able to help you see, hey, this is what we do, but we also want to make sure that it's in a closed loop environment so that not everybody on social media is just commenting. We're going to get a lot of people who are going to comment, oh, like we shouldn't listen to her. Oh, she's with a narcissist. We're interested in the people who actually are there for healing, that actually want to grow, change, and develop. So that is something that's new, that's absolutely coming right now. And you're also going to have opportunities inside of the gold level, inside of Raw Motivations and the subscription model that we have, that you can actually get weekly lives and weekly coaching from me, be able to see interactions with her, be able to see different vlog content just of our lives, of things that are going on, because we want to produce a higher level of community and a higher level of transparency in what we do here now. So it's one of the exciting things that's coming. So if you haven't seen that already, because it just got approved, go ahead and also subscribe. Take a look at the different levels that we have. So I want to invite you into that community, into that next step, into your journey, into your healing here. But right now, today, I wanted to jump on just to be able to answer some questions about narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, what this actually looks like. Down the road, we're going to eventually get it inside of some of the levels of Raw Motivations, the bronze, the silver, or the gold level, where you'll be able to actually log into a members only live, where we'll work through your issues, we'll work through the problems, we'll coach, and we'll develop the things you're dealing with in that exact moment. But right here and right now, I wanted to announce that that's coming, and two, also provide an opportunity for question and answer today. So what is going on when you think of narcissism? Narcissistic personality disorder, what are you actually seeing inside of what's happening in your relationship? Are you struggling to get out? Are you struggling to mentally change the thought process? Do you feel stuck mentally and emotionally? Can you speak about paranoia? He's paranoid. I have a private eye on him, but he's accusing me of cheating. So a lot of times a narcissist will have this piece of paranoia to try to make himself believe the reality of what's going on. Now, you can have narcissism and then you can have extra stuff added on top. That's why you can have a narcissist, NPD, and have BPD together. You can have narcissism and borderline personality together. You can have narcissism and paranoia. So a good example would be Lee Hammock. He has a level of paranoia that is on top of his narcissism. I don't have that piece on top of my narcissism. I just have narcissism, right? And so there's different levels of it, and there's different add-on pieces that people have inside the realm of narcissism. So paranoia, he's going to be thinking, oh, I'm worried that she has a PI on me because he's probably doing something that he doesn't want to get caught in. And oftentimes he's often projecting onto you something like accusing you of cheating to make you doubt yourself, to make you like question your integrity, to confuse you, to distract you, where in reality, he might be the one cheating on you. This is what we'll see a lot of times. I'm struggling to put a harassment order on him. So, Faith, you're struggling with the idea, like the mindset, like you're like, I don't know if I should put it on him, or you're struggling just in going about it, doing it. Which one is it actually? Because in the process of dealing with harassment orders and dealing with the possibility of filling one out and actually doing one, your mind's going to play tricks on you. Going to play tricks on you and make you think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I shouldn't do it. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want this to affect him. And oftentimes you're not thinking of how this is actually affecting you, of how it's been hurting you for such a long period of time. It doesn't mean you're switching it over and you're being selfish, but what it means is, hey, I'm struggling to think of this because that's going to produce a consequence. The thing is, that consequence is something that he came up with. And it's not just because you're just like, oh, I'm an awful person and I'm going to make him feel awful. No, like that consequence is something that he gets because of the fact that he won't stop and leave you alone. Harassment, right? You need to check your house for hidden cameras, random Bluetooth spaces lying around. Mine's favorite hobby is spying and having me under surveillance. Yeah, there's narcissists that do that. Not all of them do, but there's definitely different pieces of that, especially when you get from narcissist to sociopath to psychopath. There's a lot of different pieces where you'll see narcissists that will do that. They'll try to be able to spy on you and figure out what's going on. All right, great questions. Any other questions right now? Where are you all at just inside of this? Any other questions going on? All right. Just waiting to see if anything else populates right now. So I'm going to start doing more of these where we do question and answer time because I think it's important. The more that we're able to actually do this and the more that we're able to actually work through what you're thinking and what you're struggling with, the more you can move forward in the healing process. Oftentimes, people don't want to move forward in the healing process because they're confused, because they don't know what to do next. They don't know what is the next step for their healing. I'm divorcing my narcissist, but he is hoovering me like crazy. And he's going to keep doing that. Like, he's going to keep hoovering you because he thinks that if he continues to hoover you, that you'll eventually come back. Then here's the thing, like, if you don't have to have communication with him, like if you can put it through the court system, if you can put it through your attorney, if you can put it through anyone else, just understand that if you're able to do that, it's just providing a buffer so you can start to heal and he can stop hoovering you as much. Can you explain the pettiness with narcissists? Narcissists are extremely petty. The biggest thing that a narcissist, I would say, is petty about is just being right. Like, I would argue to be right just about anything. Like, my wife and I, we'd have an argument about a particular thing. There's one night we were out on a date night and we were walking around and I saw a restaurant and I was like, oh, look, it's a Mexican restaurant. And she was like, no, it's more of, I don't remember what she said. She used a different word, but it wasn't Mexican, right? And so we walked up to the menu and we're looking at it and we looked through it and I'm like, tacos. I was like, therefore, it's a Mexican restaurant. She was like, no, it's probably more like Tex-Mex, but this isn't a Mexican restaurant. And I was like, yeah, but it's still Mexican restaurant, right? Like, and so I was trying to prove a point. Okay. And so I got to the place and we were playing around with this at this point. We got to the place where I was like, okay, well, you're half right. And I was like, but can I be 51% right? Why? Because then I feel better about myself. Okay. That was the joke with it because we were joking around. It was playing around with us when we were on date night. But that's the thought process. It's like the narcissist wants to be right no matter what. And it can be extremely petty. It can be extremely childish, thinking through, oh, well, I have to be right no matter what. Even if she was proving me wrong, there would still be this thought process of like, nope, you have to be right no matter what you do. There has to be a piece of you being right. I've been 2 months, no contact, and he's starting again with harassment. So I would document every single thing, every single piece of harassment, and I would take that into your attorney, into your lawyer, into the police department. Whatever it needs to do, it needs to start stepping up. If it doesn't step up, then he thinks, hey, I have access, and this is okay for me to continue to abuse and come back and mess with your life. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of times narcissists will not stop until they have no access and until they're at a place where they're getting actually like pursued by police or other people saying, hey, you have to stop this. So just understand that that is oftentimes a piece that we'll deal with inside of this. Would it be deliberate or subconscious behavior, doing things to literally make my life harder, waste my time, even simple things like not putting food wrappers in the bin? So sometimes you're going to get into maliciousness inside of narcissism. Sometimes you're going to get into psychopathy of where he's purposely trying to like trigger you. Like, malignant narcissists are going to be the closest to sociopaths. And inside of that, they might be doing something particularly to get a reaction or response out of you. If he can do that, then in his mind, he's like, I have control over you. I'm controlling you. I'm making you feel a certain way. I'm making you act a certain way. I'm actually controlling you. This is what we'll see a lot of times where narcissists will try to poke and prod and push to make you triggered out, to make you respond, to make you react. Or is it entitlement that you show cleanup after me? Yeah, that's 100% too. And that goes even back to the pettiness question of oftentimes narcissists being really, really petty. At that point, he's like, well, I don't need to clean up because this is who I am. I'm the king of the universe. So everybody else should clean up after me because that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're made up of. Narcissists oftentimes will view you as an appliance, as someone who is meant just to serve him, just to feed his ego, just to feed his supply of who he is and what's going on. So you need to understand a lot of times narcissists will use you and abuse you to just get what they want. That's the end result. Like, what do I have to do in this moment to get what I want, to get the desired result of who I want to be, of what I actually want in the moment? So yeah, 100%. Hopefully this is helping. This is a new thing that we're going to be going live some to be able to answer questions. But part of this is also just to announce that we have a new subscription model coming to Raw Motivations and inside of YouTube, where inside the different tiers, you're going to have opportunities to have members only chats, live streams, and also be able to have different live streams with myself and my wife, Kayla. where we're going to be starting to produce different content, just talking about our lives, what's actually going on behind the scenes, trying to see a little bit more of what's actually going on inside our heads. Because a lot of times people want to hear from Kayla, and that's one of the things that we're trying to be able to produce and have more of, is this piece of her being able to be on social media and answer some of the questions. And she's excited to do that. And she's also 26 weeks pregnant. So it's going to be fun because that means we're going to have different hormones involved and everything like that. So it'll be a blast. But anyways, stick around and check that out. That's on our main page of just being able to subscribe to some of the tiers and some of the levels that we have there. Under a proposed settlement, he is supposed to give me access to cameras on the window only he has access to, but he refuses to. Is there surveillance on the camera he does not want me to see? Yeah, that's 100% possible. Like, he might not want you to see what's already on there, might not want you to see that he's already stalked you or came around. I don't know. I would be really careful. Like, if it's both your house, then like maybe even just take them down. Like, take down the cameras, put them in a box and be like, here you go. If you want them, you can have them. But like, I'm not going to have this surveillance happen like on my watch. He stopped reacting or saying anything, and he'll start poking, asking if I'm okay. 100%, because he knows that you're not okay because he made you not okay. Like, he's the one that puts you into this place of not feeling okay, and then he'll be like, are you okay? Something seems wrong. What's wrong? He caused this piece of you feeling bad, of something not being right, and of something being wrong in your life, and then he tries to come in and save you and be like, what's wrong? What's going on? Talk to me. Why won't you talk to me? Why don't you communicate to me? All those are different plays. All those are different ways to try to be able to trap you into thinking he cares and to make himself feel better about himself, that he's showing up and he's helping you. No, he's just trying to get you out of the mess that he put you in to start off with. So at that point, he puts you in the mess, and then he's the abuser, and he pulls you out of the mess, and then he's the savior too. 100%, there'll be something he doesn't want you to see. Mine filmed himself cheating, and now I'm the only one with copies of the footage. Yeah, no, that's 100% true. It could be that he already had the camera set up and something's on it that he doesn't want you to see, or he doesn't want you to know what he has access to see. There could be, like she mentioned, there could be other cameras, or there could be other hidden content and cameras around that's actually like spying on you. Do all narcissists do it? No, not all narcissists do it. But especially when you get into sociopath and psychopath, yeah, a lot of narcissists will stalk you. There's this weird mind thing that happens where the narcissist views, if they know everything about you, that they're in control of you. Even if they're not, it's still this like mind piece of like, oh, I know where she went, so I am in control. It's like the knowledge is power thing, but they don't typically do anything with the knowledge except oftentimes abuse you. But inside this piece, a lot of times narcissists will think and view, oh, knowledge is power. So that's one of the interesting pieces about it. Yes, we're currently living together while divorcing, and he has hidden cameras before in the home. Where would I look for these? I cannot speak and do not feel safe in the house. Yeah, I would definitely try to see if one, you could get out of the house, because that would be huge. Whether you could go live with friends or family or someone else so you could get out of that environment. Because otherwise, like, maybe you'll search through the whole house and find a camera, and then he'll just put up another one. So it's going to be this constant piece that if he's done this before, hiding cameras, you're really not going to be 100% safe until you get out of that environment and start to move forward from there. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to jump off here. You guys have had great question and answers. We're going to jump in just to another time of doing this later on this week. I want to be able to provide more opportunities for you to ask questions, interact, but I'm going to try to do these more. That way, when you have questions, you can jump on inside of some of the tiers of the subscriptions that we have that just got approved. Some of the higher level tiers, we're going to have opportunities for people to actually come on calls, actually work through the things they're dealing with in the moment, the questions they have, but then also the trauma of like, how do I actually process this? How do I actually work through this? It's a couple of things that we're going to be offering inside of some of those events that are coming up. So stay tuned, be able to check that out on the main page, and we'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a blessed and a wonderful day, and take care.